And good evening to the two people that we've got waiting for the stream to start currently. Old man, how you doing? Karn says, no, you're not. Old man, life happens and it has to take priority. So we don't blame you, and you don't have to apologize for that. Dude, how you doing? And Aaron, how's it going? Guys, if you haven't already gotten those questions in, tonight is an Ask Me Anything night. So definitely, if you've got questions, pop them up in chat and we will get to as many of them as we possibly can.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the Podcast Live. And I really want to thank you all for joining us here on the very first by request Discord said, let's do this AMA. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. You see that? We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I am your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing tonight, Belle?
I've had a fantastic day so far, Scott. How's your day been?
You know what? It's been blooming. All right, I am simply blooming. We are also joined tonight by the man, the myth, the legend, the Sith Lord himself. We are joined by Emery. Emery, how is your day going, sir?
Pretty darn good so far. I've had a hell of a day. So
a hell of a day. That's not what you said online. I won't drill down into that here, though. Here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, welcome to the podcast, and welcome to the second round of applause for the night. So, boys, girls, cats, kittens, dogs, unicorns, camels, however you identify, you requested, and your wish is our command. So we were going to just really tear it apart tonight, but you wanted to get into some AMA. You wanted to say, had a lot of questions, stuff that apparently we have been remiss in answering. Belle, you know what? This is completely on you, right? You are the producer of this show. So you pretty much drive the direction of this show. So if we're missing questions, meaning that they're not getting answered, they were asked and we never addressed them, who's to blame here? Because what we know about today's society is that somebody has to take the blame. So it's either me for not knowing about it or you for not telling me. So, Belle, why don't you apologize to the audience for being remiss in your duties? Will you do that?
Well, considering a lot of these questions are completely original, I can't apologize if they haven't been asked.
I know. What are you gonna do? But I like to have fun. We have fun here, huh? Like the Penn State. We watched South Park recently. All right, so before we get into the AMA, and I promise you we will, I'm not even going to monologue tonight, guys. I'm going to show you something incredibly cool. So I was working with a very nice man today. You know what? Let's just call him John. And one of the things that we were talking about out here were all the different tokens that are up there on Cosmos. Now, Emery, if you guys remember a week ago, Emery was the one who got me to buy Chihuahua. Wawa. And I'm still rattled to my core that I put even a nickel into this because everything about it is a meme token. Now, it's kind of a neat meme token, meaning that you can stake it for 100+%, which, to my knowledge, you can't really do with any other meme token. So this one at least has me remotely interested. But the thing that got me very interested and got me maybe rethinking this whole thing, I'm never going to advocate for a meme token. Look into my eye. You guys seeing that there? Huh? You seeing that? I will never advocate for you to get into a meme token. However, Osmosis gives you a nifty tool to actually find out if you're the only one that's into this. So we're going to flip over to the third monitor here for a second. And so what you guys are seeing here, aside from Belle. Hi, Belle. Say hi. You can wave. You're on camera. What you guys are seeing here are this is the map of zones for the Cosmos network. Now, one of the things that I never would have figured is that the third most active trading token on Cosmos, as you guys can see from their very own numbers, is right here. You see that one? You see what that says? What does that say, Belle? It says Chihuahua. That's all it says is Chihuahua. So if you zoom in over here on the trading pairs, it's pegged to Juno. So you could swap Juno straight over to it. There's another pool up here that with Osmosis. Now, because it's paired with Osmosis, it's paired with anything. You could trade anything to get Chihuahua. But the thing I was shocked about, and I'm still having trouble with it. Oh, even though it just changed. Look at there, man. It's like it just happened, dude. Oh, no, I put it up top. Is that this is the third most active traded token on the Cosmos network. You guys are seeing it for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. It's right here, and anybody can see this information, by the way. But yeah, this is everything that's going on Cosmos, if you're ever curious about it. So where am I going with this? You know, it's funny about meme coins. What's the thing that drives meme coins? Emery, what is the thing that increases the value of meme coins?
Well,
you could say it. We all know.
Remember that greater fool theory we were talking about before?
Yeah. So you could say it. We all know. We all know the other. Yeah, give it up for Emery, too. Emery knows the greater fool theory. Emery's a huge Warren Buffett fan, so yes, he knows all this stuff. But when you see that kind of action on a meme token, what usually happens to that meme token? Just saying. We're just putting it out there. Guys, knowledge is power, and this is knowledge and power all wrapped into a nice single little thing. So, yeah, if you're not familiar with Map of Zones, get familiar with Map of Zones because you might actually have a little bit of an idea. Everybody likes volume. Everybody likes, something, the more you know kind of thing. So this is one of those that is the more you know kind of things. If you're not familiar with it, get familiar with it. And all the way down on the bottom is... yeah, these guys are hurting, man. Shentu, Injective, Micro Tick. I went and looked that one up, by the way. It's another kind of marketplace, high volume trade, all that other stuff. Litecoin, Metablock, and Starname are bringing way up the bottom. So the action on the zone is sitting right here in front of you guys. So if you're not familiar with Map of Zones, this is Map of Zones. All right, let's go to the third frame. And Bell, we are... kind of turning over the show to you right now. I wanted to introduce this, but now that we have, it's time to carry on. So, Belle, do we have any questions, or is Scott just going to yodel? Because I can yodel.
No. We're not yodeling. We do have questions.
Why do you guys hurt me so much? Nobody likes to recognize the rest of my talents. I can yodel. I can play the mouth harp. I can, I can do a lot of different things. I can juggle.
That would actually get some appreciation.
Okay. Take it away, Bella. It's your show tonight. Me and Emery are just you're the puppet master and we are the puppet. So take it away.
All right. So the first question comes in from Mariguan. He wants to know what your favorite whiskey is.
Wait a minute. Comes in from who?
Mariguan.
Is that marijuana?
Probably.
You could just say it's marijuana. We all know. Interesting because tonight is my, I'm not on call this whole weekend. So tonight we are partaking in my favorite. And as a matter of fact, this is it right here. Frey Ranch bourbon. That is my hands down favorite. Stop the show. Way too expensive, but I enjoy it. Bourbon. Next question, Mel.
All right. First question from Archaic for the night. Yes, I'm switching things up. So secret staking, after you undelegate from a validator 21 days, do you still receive your APR during this period? Also, if you redelegate to another validator, are you receiving continuous uninterrupted APR during the switch that appears to be instantaneous?
Emery, it's your network.
So yeah, when you undelegate, no, you won't be accruing that about 30% that secret gives you. When you redelegate, it's instantaneous. So if you redelegate from validator A to validator B, it's an instant swap, and you will maintain your stake in there and reap those rewards.
All right. I hope that answers the question for you, Archaic. Next question, first one from D Gully for the night. Do you find the LPs more beneficial than staking? I'm staking Osmo and using the daily rewards to spread out to the other tokens.
Well, oh boy, that's kind of a philosophical question. And I know me and Emery go round and round about this. We really do. There's advantage in both. Look, impermanent loss is a reality. All right, I aided on Bitsong. So impermanent loss is in fact a reality, but there are advantages and disadvantages to both. All right. Now, the big advantage of just participating in liquidity pools, aside from the just crazy APRs that you get over here on Cosmos, one of the advantages is that I can immediately become liquid again. So just because I'm in and I'm bonded, I bond my LPs, doesn't mean that I can't pull my capital at any time. So for those who like to Wow, dude, I don't want to say this, man. Now, they did ask, Emery, so is it okay to give my full opinion on this or what?
I think you should. I'll give my full opinion too.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of LPs. Let me just put it here because for as much as I'm getting out of day trading, I also don't want to watch opportunity just fly away. All right. So when a coin spikes to hell and gone, or multiple coins spike to hell and gone to something that I can't explain and that I know that they are going to go down. All right. I know this is just a momentary pop, bit of news, something. Crypto is funny. We've all been part of it. But if a token that I'm in FOMO's up, and I was in it well before the FOMO, I want to realize maximum profits. Maximum profits. Now, if I have my tokens in an LP, I can take them down, they're liquid, and I could dump them. I could do it right this second. So there's an addition. You know what? No, I don't do any of those things. All right. I would never, ever, ever do any of those things. In my opinion, you should stake and set it and forget it. All right. Set it, walk back, come back in 9 months. That's what you should do. That's what you should do. So I think it's better long-term idea. I get people into bad habits, man. I really do. Yes, I do everything that I just said I did. I don't advocate anybody else doing it, man. Look, be smart with your money. Be safe with your money. So that's what I would say. Now, what I do is different, but you know what? What you should do, set them and forget them, dude. You're never going to 100%. 100%. That's all I got to say. What do you think about that, Emery?
I think that it's a good idea to diversify your how you build your assets. I think there's a healthy amount of farming in LPs and a healthy amount of staking that you can do. As you said, there's pros and cons to both of them. The pros to staking is that it's pretty darn safe. You're not going to lose any money
Yes.
while you're staking. I mean, there's always the possibility of slashing or network outages, but those don't happen very often.
No.
Now, the con, as you said before, is well, if you want to become liquid again, you got to wait for quite a while. And you know, if you want that couple thousand out that you gained, that you're staking in there, you got to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks sometimes. So you know, there's a trade off there. With the LPs, you can become liquid again very, very quickly. But you can also gain a lot of money in a very short period of time. I think that there's a healthy amount of both that you should do. It just depends on your risk tolerance. If you have a low risk tolerance, more staking than yield farming. If you've got a very, very high risk tolerance, throw your money in the LPs and maybe reap the rewards and throw them in the staking. There's 1,001 ways to do it, but I do both, and I rebalance what I think should happen on a more or less month by month basis. So I suggest looking into both and seeing what your risk tolerance is.
Yeah, you know what? I was just texted a question, so I will address it. But wow, man, you know what? I'll tell you what, guys. If I was your financial advisor, if you did not have a great deal of capital, and the capital that you lose is going to hurt you at this point in time, I will strongly advise you just to stake it and build it over time. All right, this is a marathon. Crypto is a marathon. It is not a sprint. If you want to lose your money quick, treat it like it's a sprint, all right? And I promise you, you're going to lose it, man. It's just a matter of time. So if you think of it as a marathon and this is capital that you really don't want to lose, you're comfortable investing it, but you would be upset if you lost it, just stake it, all right? Just stake it. Set it, forget it, move on. If you don't mind being Jesse James out here and just going for it, LPs, man. LPs, hands down. But be prepared to take some loss. All right. Nothing is going to give you this kind of return without some risk. So there we go. And Bell, I'm going to give you the next question, but I was texted a question. Why are you wearing a shirt advertising AMP? Are you trying to tell us something like you love AMP? So that was our first phoning question. I like AMP. That's it. I got nothing else to say about that one, man. I think I've pretty well talked it to death, and there's really nothing else I'm going to be going on. Wow, there's no good way to answer this one either, is there, Emery? I'm paid. I'll tell you what. I'm going to direct this over to Emery. Emery, why am I wearing a Flex? Why am I wearing a Flexa t-shirt? There's no way we're not getting a black eye here, dude. It doesn't matter how we do it. But I'm going to pass it over to the sultry, smooth voice of Morgan Freeman, and he'll tell you all about it. Emery, go ahead, man. Why am I wearing it?
You want me to answer
I do.
when you're wearing a t-shirt?
I do. And I got you one. You just never wear it.
Well, I think that we all think that AMP tokenomics are fairly solid and we like the token. That's never really been debated. I think that there are good ways to spin AMP. The company, I think that runs AMP, we've fluctuated on a bit, but AMP is a good token. I do think that it has solid economics behind it. I like the way it works. I think a lot of people like the way it works, but unfortunately, there are a couple of things going against it right now. I mean, we're kind of shifting directions, as you said before, from Ethereum into the Cosmos network and other networks, and that's where AMP's built. It's built on the Ethereum network. So unfortunately, it has a natural flaw that can't be avoided.
And you know what? I'm going to illustrate this really easily now. Belle, go ahead and read the next question while I make this illustration for the call-in question. Belle, what do we got?
All right. So the next one is it's freaking hilarious. So if I crack up reading this one, I blame you, old man. But old man's wife wants to know, since you mentioned yodeling, do you know the Go Chicken Go song?
No, I was kidding. I really don't. I can yodel, but it's nothing that you'd want to hear. All right. So I'm sorry. We'll come back to that. That was a fun question, so I don't mind getting back to the phone-in question. One of the big flaws that I see with AMP more than anything else right now, aside from the fact I love the tokenomics, all right? I think it's beautiful. I think the project is original. I think it's forward-thinking. I think there's a lot of vision. I think there are massive elephants in the room that are against it. But one of the big ones here is if for me to stake 5 AMP right now, right this second, it's right here on my phone. You can see the value. For me to stake 5 AMP, it's going to be $99.90 for me to stake 25 cents worth of AMP. That's it. This is a problem. This is a problem. And we can all pretend that this is not a problem, but this is a problem because you are choking out all of your smaller investors who might be investing in your product and staking it, which is necessary to operate the Flexa network. And you are choking out hundreds of millions of tokens from being able to be staked from all these smaller holdings, these smaller wallets that are not going to pay $100 to stake 5 AMP. They're not going to. Now, for the person who did phone me, how much did we spend in gas fees in the 35 or 40 transactions that we did on Cosmos? I know the answer. You know the answer. But that is one of the differences. And the other reason I'm wearing it is because it was clean. That's it. That's about it. All right, Belle, please carry on.
Well, you actually addressed D Gully's comment.
Oh, did I? Go ahead. Well, read it anyway.
It was because it was laundry day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was clean, man. I have no dog in this. All right, Belle, carry on. What we got?
All right. So MJ wants to know what your favorite movie is.
My favorite. Wow, you can't hang me on that. How about I could give you my desert island movies? How about that? So, and I'll, you know what? Everybody can play on this one. Your last 3 movies that you're ever going to see, these are your desert island movies. The ship's going down. You're bringing 3 videotapes with you. VCR tapes, because it's my game. And you can only bring 3 with you. So what are your 3? And you can't cheat it and say, I like this series. All right? That's cheating. You got to pick them. Wow. You know what? I think one of my top 3 would probably be Dazed and Confused. It was just a feel-good movie for me. I absolutely loved it from start to finish. The cars were great. Ben Affleck was a real not a nice guy in this, and which is great. Works for me because I don't like him. Yes, Dazed and Confused is probably up there. Kelly's Heroes, that's probably one of my other favorite movies just of all time. And for the number 1 slot, I'm going to have to circle back to that one. But Emery, you get one pick. What's your favorite movie?
Does it have to be on a VCR tape?
Whatever you do, I don't care where you put it.
Oh man, yeah. You know, I could probably watch this movie over and over and never get tired of it. I like the latest Dread movie with Carl Urban. That's one of my favorite movies right now.
Really? I wouldn't have picked you as that. I wouldn't have picked you. I know you're a comic book guy. I wouldn't have picked you in the Dread world though.
Yeah, I love Post Apocs, so that's one of my favorites.
Oh, and okay, look, we got one more. Belle, you get your one, and then we got to go to another phone-in question. So, Belle, what's yours? You only get one.
Oh God, the first one that popped to mind when that question was asked, when you made us choose, was down Periscope.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Down
Really? You went
Periscope
with?
was good. I like Down
It was
Periscope.
funny, man, but you know, let's not get nuts. All right, if we got to go in this kind of satirical movie, I'd go with Airplane. Airplane, hands down, is a movie that I can watch over and over and over. It never stops being funny to me. So if we're going that direction, we can go there. And from our call-in line, Shawshank Redemption, Alien, and Jaws. Alien 1 or Aliens? Because I would argue that Aliens was better because it had Bill Paxton. And come on, man, Space Marines, that was great.
That's one of my favorite scenes, actually. Love that.
All right, Belle.
And Carnthus is chiming in, answering that question as well with Life is Beautiful, Captain America 1, and Princess Bridge.
I'm sure that's Princess Bride.
I'm sure it is, but that's
I'm
how
sure
that's how
Princess.
Carnthus typed that.
Okay, yeah, you gotta call him like you see him.
I do.
All right, so we got a separate question here for Emery from our phone-in line. What keeps a network from slowing down as it matures? Example: Ethereum is huge and slow and expensive. So what will keep Cosmos from failing in the same path? Now, immediately I'd say scaling, but Emery, go ahead.
Yeah, Cosmos is a very large network, and as you know, Cosmos is not just one network. It's a very large IBC, which helps. Ethereum is not. Two things that stop Cosmos, the network, from coming to a crawl is one, it's on a proof of stake type of protocol, where Ethereum is proof of work. Mining takes a lot of energy and computational power, which throws networks to a crawl, because it takes so much work for computers to do what they need to do in order to make the network work. Where proof of stake is so much lighter, so much faster, and if you're into it, it's a lot better for the environment, really. So there's a lot of reasons to move to a proof of stake network. Another thing that makes Cosmos very successful and very quick is that the networks that compose of it are all layer ones, which means that every time you do a transaction, it's going to use native token for gas, which means it's going to be very cheap. So while Ethereum, one of the reasons why it's so expensive is because every time you do something, it costs ETH, and that's because when you do that, when you trade, Ethereum's the only thing that you're able to really pay for things with. So when you have only one token to pay for things with, it's going to become very expensive as the network expands. Whereas on the Cosmos network, you have Osmo, which you can pay for Osmo transactions. You have Crow, which you can pay for with Crow transactions. You have Secret, which you pay for with Secret transactions. So because of the diversity of the network, you can keep things very, very cheap. Now, Cosmos is already big, right? And I have a feeling it will get bigger. Will it need L2s in the future? Likely, but I don't think it'll ever reach the slow speeds and the insane gas fees that the Ethereum network has.
It can't. It can't. I'm because it is so decentralized, and they are decentralized with level ones, man. There's no way. Now, an individual network that's built on here, like Secret Network, I expect Secret Network to just absolutely take off. More people are building on them. They might internally need their own level 2 to start processing all of this stuff and to scale. If they can't scale, they're going to have to go with a level 2. But that's not a Cosmos issue. Now that's a Secret issue. So they will, it's in their interest to make sure that they can do this. So scalability, everything comes down to scalability. And yeah, until you mentioned that, I forgot about that. There is no level 2 built on Cosmos. None of them. It doesn't need one. So yeah, that's why. And Ethereum's price is its failure, man, is its clear indication of failure, supply and demand. And you guys can make that argument all you want, but it is absolutely completely choking the market. So I hope that answered the question for the phone in. Belle, what do you got?
Oh, Archaic is really nailing you guys with questions tonight. So,
All right.
oh yeah. So Archaic is asking a secret continued question. So if I stake today on stake or die, then unstaked 2 seconds later, assuming I get APR during this time, what happens after 21 days? Does it auto transfer? Or can I just leave it in there collecting APR and transfer instantly when I'm ready?
I don't understand that question. Are you talking about unstaking, or are you talking about
It sounds like he's redelegating, maybe.
redelegating is instant?
I can answer both. If
take
you,
it away, babe.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's you.
Yeah. So if you were to stake so many tokens on any one validator like stake or die, and then you immediately unstake them, I mean, you're not going to get any rewards because you didn't stake for barely a few seconds. So you'll have an unbonding period, and you won't be collecting rewards during that unbonding period. Now, if you immediately redelegate to another validator, then that's instantaneous, and you'll want to, if you have any rewards, get those first and then redelegate, and you'll start earning rewards again. But if you were to just unstake with any validator, you're not collecting rewards during the unbonding period.
Yep.
All right.
Bell,
Next question coming in from D Gully. Can you explain impermanent loss to me like I'm 5 years old? I've read about it, but I'm not getting the clear picture.
Morgan Freeman, take it away.
Me again.
I don't like talking about impermanent loss. All right, it hurts. I don't want to talk about it, man. That's like revisiting a painful episode from your past. All right, I don't want to talk about it in group. I don't want to one-on-one it with a therapist. All right, Emery, go ahead.
Yeah, so impermanent loss happens when the volatility of one token to another one in comparison goes really, really high. So let's just take two tokens for example. Scott, what was your token pair? We can take that example.
Bitsong and Terra. Thanks for revisiting that. Yeah.
So I won't use Scott example. I'll just make up one. So let's say you have a pair, Bitsong and Terra, and you use that to farm in an LP. Now we want those tokens to stay relatively stable, because if they don't stay stable, then that means that you'll have an impermanent loss. So what happens when an impermanent loss is, one token wildly swings in one direction and another one either doesn't or swings in the other direction. Now, we don't want people to get confused about whether or not the token goes up or down. Whether it goes up or down is irrelevant. What matters is the volatility. So let's just say Bitsong becomes really, really expensive during that period of time, and Terra doesn't. And it likely wouldn't, because it's a stable coin. So what'll happen is what's called an arbitrage moment. So when Bitsong gets really, really expensive, and because you paired it in an LP pool, there has to be something to balance out the 50-50 pairing that you had in the pool. So as Bitsong becomes more and more expensive, Terra, by the mathematical model of the pool, has to become less expensive in order to compensate for the huge spike in volatility that Bitsong had. So when people see Terra getting very, very cheap, that attracts investors to invest in Terra because it's cheap in comparison to what it normally is. So what that does is that when you take back your liquidity, you will have, in comparison, much less Bitsong than what I shouldn't say much, but a comparatively lower amount of Bitsong than what you had before, because it was more expensive. And if you only staked, X amount of tokens, you're going to get a little bit less than that because it's expensive now. So the protocol is going to give you less Bitsong after that because of the rise in price. And you will probably receive the same amount, if not just a tiny bit more, of Terra. But that loss in Bitsong that you had is the impermanent loss. So what you want to do is make sure that the tokens that you are staking has basically rise and fall together. So you want to look at the correlation between the two tokens that you have. So if they both kind of go up and down in an in sync kind of fashion, then that's great. But like I said, whether they go up or down doesn't really matter. What matters is the swing in comparison to the other. So if one token becomes really, really expensive, then just by nature of the program, the other one has to become cheaper. So when that becomes cheaper, people buy more of it because of the arbitrage. And whatever the difference is, you'll just get a small you'll get a small loss because of that. So stake tokens that tend to rise and fall together. If one swings wildly, then you'll incur a loss due to the increase in price.
Yes, and thank you guys for making me revisit this this recent pain. I thought I had this one, dude. I was so sure. I got it. I even called you, dude. 197%. I'm gonna nail this one, didn't I? I said I got it. Emery said, make sure you buy. Emery said, you know what? Bond it with a stable coin. So I bonded it with a stable coin. How'd that work? It did. All right. Anyway, Bill, next question.
Mine worked just fine.
Yeah, well, mine did not. Bitsong popped off. So I lost. I mean, that was it. Whoop. Nope. So it's why I did that other video is how you can 3x a token and lose money on it. Liquidity pools. Go crypto. Bell, carry on, please.
All right, Carnthus, what is your favorite osmosis token and why is it boot?
Why is it boot? I think he was talking to you, Emery.
No, it was definitely you. I don't own any boot.
Oh, no. Well, I own some boot. Was he asking me what's my favorite token on Cosmos?
He said osmosis.
Well, I ask the question again. Maybe I'm not understanding it. Read the whole thing.
I am reading the whole thing. What is your favorite osmosis token and why is it boot?
Oh, okay. So anything on osmosis. So put it up. Why is it boot? Because you know what? Just for fun and just for giggles, and I even put that out. Somebody, next time you have some ash and you're gathering the ash in your account, put it all into boot. Because if no other reason, this is a meme cubed. All right, this one puts other meme tokens to shame. I mean, it is all the way up there. It's so bad we can't even find out anything about it. Emery, have you found out anything about boot yet?
I have no idea what it is.
We can't find it on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. We can't find this. It just doesn't exist. But it is a meme token cubed. So there are trillions and trillions on the validators. There's a lot of them, so a lot of people are getting on these things. We can't find information for how to set up a validator because we can't even find the damn token. But I can tell you that $20 will get you about 82 million of them. Now, here's where it's fun and can only happen on Cosmos. This is why I'm such a big fan. You can stake this at 100. What is it, man? It's like 100. Hey, I'll check right now. You can stake boot on Cosmos for, let me see, I want to make sure I give accurate information. The staking percentage is 103.5%. So if you want to see what 103.5% does to 82 million tokens, put $10 or $15 into boot, and you can watch your staking rewards just absolutely explode. Look, it's $10. It's fun. Crypto, it's about making money, but it's about you got to have a sense of humor in this. And I think boot is hilarious. So I'm I would never advocate it. But if you want to see staking rewards just explode, go with boot. It costs you nothing, and they're taking off. Since this show started, I've acquired 332,794 boot that are pending as a staking reward since this show started. Bell, please carry on.
All right, next question coming in from Chris King. What do you guys think about Phantom and Moon River networks?
I have no idea what Moon River is. Emery?
I've heard of Moon River. I haven't really delved into it. It sounds like an L2 for Ethereum, but don't quote me on that. Phantom's cool. I like it. I think it's a solid L2 for Ethereum because it needs it. So you know, it's just like any other L. It's like any other L2 on Ethereum right now. But I think it's solid. I don't have a whole lot of opinions on it because it's unfortunately there's only so many different ways you can build an L2. So it's fine. I don't find it remarkable in any sense.
No, and I would tend to agree. Now, I mean, I've pretty well hitched my wagon to Scale, so I could tell you all about Scale. I have a deep familiarity with it, but once you kind of latch onto your L2 of choice, there's not a lot of you don't bargain shop after that. This dress is greener than this dress, so I like. It's not really one of those things. So I've pretty well hitched on to Scale, but I mean, I hear good things. As a whole, I'm trying to get away from Ethereum. So everything that I had that was really vested in it, I'm pulling out, and I'm just moving over here to Cosmos. I like it better, and I'm moving more into Solana. I like the networks. I like the fees. I like it's freedom, man. I don't know how else to say it. When you're back over here on these other networks, it is freedom. And you know what? I noticed that there's some names over here in the chat that I don't think I've ever seen anymore. Man, do you guys... I know it's an Ask Me Anything, but I'm going to ask you something. Do you guys know how to get your money from wherever you are over to Cosmos? Because if you don't, we could literally show you in like 5 seconds, and then you know how and you understand what we're talking about. But until those chat lines come in, yeah, I'd agree with Emery on all that. I find it's nice, it's necessary, but it's unremarkable. I mean, there's nothing... I don't see any game changing on that stuff. And the other one, no, I don't know what it is. So, Bell, please carry on.
All right, Jesse Blanco, should I leave my AMP staked on Flexa?
Oh. Hang on. Let me answer that with a
Oh, hey, you.
That's a tough one. All right, that is a double tough question.
I don't know. I think it depends on how much. I think it's more of a mathematical question than anything.
And it really is. It really depends how much you have over there. You know what? If you have 35,000 amp, then yeah, you leave it there because it's literally more expensive to move it than it is just to leave it there, even at the ridiculously low percentages. You're pretty well, you're dug in at that point until Ethereum 2.0 comes out or whatever the hell is going to lower the cost. You're stuck. All right. You are effectively a captive audience now. I mean, there's no place you can go. You will lose money by doing something, by pulling it out. So, I mean, I wouldn't advocate for it. If you're in the 5, 6, 700,000, or you have many thousands in there, let's say 150,000, yeah, I think it'd be worth it if you want to get out of the pool. But the whole big thing is, what's your plan once you get out? It's always fun to speculate, but you saw something about this that you really, really liked that made you buy it, made you stick around, and made you stake it. So there was something about it that was very, very appealing to you. So before you unstake it, because once you pull it out, man, the odds are very good that you're going to move it. So figure out what you want to do before you make a decision like that, particularly at $100 just to get it done. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that one. Bell, what do you got?
Gustav Smith, is there any compromise in security in POS versus POW?
Emery.
I think it's pretty well established that proof of stake is much safer than proof of work. Proof of work, I mean, it's not like it's unsecure, but proof of stake is more secure. And the reason for that is that proof of stake has a network of validators that make sure that the network doesn't go down. Proof of work isn't quite built on the same concept. So when you have a proof of work network, and your miner say goes down, and there are bugs or issues with the software, then you've effectively lost the tokens, right? So proof of stake I would say is much more secure than proof of work.
And proof of work is oh, look, we had another phone-in question. I should just make people get on this stream. Let's say AMP token wants to leave Ethereum network and go to another one. It can't. There's you could wrap it. You could wrap it in a native token of another network. You could. I mean, you could. Emery, am I off here?
No, a lot of other networks offer that possibility. It just depends on whether or not they offer the possibility. So, for instance, the Kava network allows you to wrap all kinds of things. I don't think AMP's on there,
No.
but it just depends on what the other networks want to wrap for their tokens. But no, AMP just can't move from Ethereum to another network without changing the code and giving it an entirely new facelift. You can't do it.
No, it would have to become its own level 1 pretty much. That would be the only really, really efficient way to do it. Then they'd have to decide where we're going to build, how we're going to build, and why are we going to move. I think it's going to come down like that to AMP. But if they did it, then their entire business model is shattered, all right, because of what it is and what it does. They process. They're not a processor. They're a pay rail. So they get it from point A to the exchange if it's just crypto. So they get it to Coinbase, they get it to Gemini, and that's it. So if they are no longer on Ethereum, wow. You know what? AMP is where it is, and it's going to stay pretty much where it is. If the other networks want to utilize it, I guess they need a reason to. And, yeah. So, all right, Belle, what you got?
All right. So next question coming in from MJ. He wants to know what your favorite ice cream is.
You know what? Vanilla. Hands down, it's vanilla. I know it sucks. It's a terrible answer, and you wouldn't think it, but really good, like French vanilla ice cream. I just like French vanilla ice cream. It does it for me. Emery, you can answer too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to vanilla.
You got to be shitting me, really? Boo!
Yeah.
What do you got, Belle?
I'm allergic to chocolate, so I can't have that.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh,
What's your favorite ice cream, Belle?
Moose Tracks, actually.
Is that one of those Ben and Jerry stuff?
A lot of different companies make it, but it has nuts in it. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Did I tell you my funny Cold Stone story? Did I tell you guys that? Did I tell you that, Emery?
Yeah, I think did we talk about that on the show? I thought
it was months ago, man. But they brought up ice cream. You know what? I'll share it. It's only 30 seconds. So we went to Cold Stone through a drive-through. They had a drive-through at the Cold Stone, and the guy said, "What do you want?" I said, "I want a small Rocky Road. I would like a Rocky Road." And he said, "We don't have Rocky Road." I'm like, you're Cold Stone. How can you not have Rocky Road? He's like, well, we don't have Rocky Road. You have to go to Dairy Queen. So I did. That was my Cold Stone story. You understand that you have all the ingredients to make Rocky Road, right? It's ice cream, it's nuts, it's marshmallow, man. This is not that hard. But yeah, apparently today's generation doesn't know that there is, in fact, an ice cream called Rocky Road. I went to Dairy Queen. All right, Belle, carry on.
All right. So Archaic, do you prefer chasing LPs with IL or staking that sweet 30% on secret?
Ooh, I've already given my opinion. I might give it again, but Emery, you can lead off on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I do both. So I think there's a healthy mixture between the two. I stake more secret than I do yield farm with it, but so because I'm a bit more of a conservative guy when it comes to my risk, so I tend to mitigate as much as possible. But doing both is fine. I personally stake more than I farm.
You know what? For the continuity of the program, I stake more than I farm. I stake a lot more than I farm because I want to be conservative and safe. So yes, there you go. There's the answer. Belle, carry on.
All right, D Gully, how are we supposed to keep track of all our reward claims when the APR has been changing daily? And is there an easy way to do this?
Oh, go ahead, Emery. Good luck, baby.
I mean, if you claim your APR rewards, you can either write it down in an Excel sheet. I keep expansive Excel sheets.
I do not.
And remember, whenever you make a transaction into one wallet, it's always tracked, right? So for instance, Secret Network has the Secret Nodes platform, and they also have there's a download button on there, so it says tax on it. So if you download that, it'll literally show you every single transaction that you have with the associated wallet address. And it'll tell you what the contract was, what everything was associated with that particular transaction. And so there's one way you could do it. I wouldn't suggest relying on that completely, because remember, that particular one won't show private transactions, so secret wrapped tokens. There is another way to get those, but Every time you claim rewards, just take note of it. And the change in APR doesn't really matter all that much. What matters is how much you claimed.
Yeah. So raw amounts. So if you're writing down, I made this much at 98.7, but I made this much at 94.1. Yeah, just the raw amount. That's what matters. Now, I don't do much of this, and I just let Emery sort it out on the back end because he's my tax guy. He doesn't like it. Boy, he doesn't like that at all. So if you have a tax person, and you know what? If you guys are smart with your money for 1 year, next year you're going to need a tax person, and you can afford him. Just putting that out there. Bell, please carry on.
All right. So next question comes in from Leanton. What are your expectations for the channel in 5 years? Where do you see yourself and the team in 5 years?
Oh, the podcast. Well, we're kind of crashing and burning. There's an interesting thing with the YouTube algorithm in that it wants to effectively see you trend up. And as you continue to trend up, it's going to continue to show your videos to more people who might never have seen them before. I don't blame the algorithm, all right? They're a business. YouTube is a business. They just set it up, and they set the rules, they set the plan, and they do their thing. So when we pivoted the channel away from my semi-hopium videos over to just raw, good information videos, the views just absolutely crashed. I mean, they went down, down, down because I don't think the average YouTube people, man, they don't want to hear everything. They want to hear what they want to hear. In fact, we displayed this perfectly. Remember the that video? I did it in 2 different ways. I did 2 different videos, but I made it in one, 5 minutes apiece. And I said one thing in the first 5 minutes, and then I said the actual truth in the next 5 minutes. And nobody watched the second 5 minutes. They loved the hype. They loved the hopium. They loved all that. And nobody finished the video to watch what I was actually trying to say. I changed shirts during my my 5-second screen. So, I mean, I changed shirts, took off my glasses, put on a hat, and nobody even mentioned it. So, yeah, that's kind of YouTube. Now, us as a channel, we're not really about that, man. We're not. All right. We want to put out good information, but we're putting out information based on what we do. We're not telling you to do it. We're telling you that we are doing it, and we give you the reasons, and we lay it all out for you. So, in my opinion, everything that I'm doing is smart money, and that's all that we're about. Buying bags, holding bags, all that stuff, man. I think that's. I think it's just. You're not maximizing your money. You are simply not maximizing your money if there's an option to do something else. All of this is option to do something else. Now, Cosmos itself is the token's nice. I could do an Atom video and get a few hundred views or whatever, but most people don't even understand or realize that Cosmos is an ecosystem with all of these other things built on it. They don't even know. They see Atom and they assume, oh, look, it's an Ethereum token, just like everything else. Maybe it'll go up, maybe it'll go down. But there's a fundamental misunderstanding about a lot of stuff in crypto. And I'm coming to the conclusion after doing this for a year now that people don't want to know. They want to hear what they want to hear. They want to know that they're making a good decision, and they're just going to go up, 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 up. That's what they want to hear. That you know it, you hold the bag, you hold it here for 6 months, and you're just going to be a millionaire. And it doesn't work that way. You know, and sometimes it does. Let me rephrase. Sometimes it does. But that is the exception and not the rule. I mean, if you're doing that, you're basically playing the lottery. You are opening your throat and becoming susceptible to market forces. You are letting other people's decisions influence your money. And I think it's unconscionable when there are alternatives. So what we have been doing with the channel is trying to bring in alternatives, and it ain't going well, babe. I mean, it is absolutely not going well. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me. I come off as dry or droning or condescending. It's never been my intent. My intent is just to put out information and see if you guys want to listen to it or not. Yeah, so where do I see the channel in 5 years? Probably gone, man. It'll probably be gone because it's not that I'll talk just to talk, man. I do like doing videos. I like putting out the good information. As long as we got something to talk about, I'll continue to do it.
D Gully just hit us with a super chat and is saying, thank you guys for the info. Thank you, D Gully.
The $10, all the super chat money and the YouTube money goes to Bell. All right. It pays the Bell. I don't need it. Emery doesn't need it. This all goes to Bell. So yeah, we're working for her. It's her money. So yeah, and I have been letting her down, man. I just cannot go back to doing hopium, man. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I want to keep putting out good information. I want to keep spreading this stuff out there. I mean, I want people to know about Bicana. I think it's a fantastic token in a fantastic market. I think it's going to grow, grow, grow. The fact that it happens to be all about cannabis and that I continue to say grow is fun to me. It's funny because, hey, look at there. See what I did there, Bill? But I think it's solid, man. I think the tokenomics are great. I think the 32% staking is just, it's like emotionally arousing to me. I don't see a lot of downside to this is where I'm going with it. So I think these are great things.
Old man just hit us up with a super chat.
Did he give you $5?
Yes.
Yay! Look at it.
Yes.
We're gonna give him a round of applause. Yay for you guys.
Maybe this means I can upgrade from ramen to mac and cheese this month.
You'll get there. Honestly, man, if it was my intent, we would continue doing exactly what we're doing. Every single bit of this, and I'm more than willing to do it, but I got a hunch Bell and Emery will get bored by then, or they will outgrow it. So it might just be me here sitting here doing the show 5 years from now, but I assure you, I will be doing the show. All right, Bell, what else you got?
Sherry Lewis, what do you think about Quant and ENS in the years to come?
Well, there's some hindrances to some of these things. Emery, you know what? Go ahead. You go first, man, because I don't like to do cold water. So you go ahead, Emery. You set them up.
Yeah, so Quant, I think, is an interesting token. I don't personally invest in it, but I can see the utility in it for sure. Where will I see it go? I think it could have some value. If I were to just take a random guess, I would say that it will likely have an upward trend. Probably the same thing with ENS. I do like ENS because it has some utility behind it. I'm a big utility token fan, and I mean I've bought and sold several ENS domains, and that's really the only reason I use it because no one pays or transfers Ethereum tokens to me really, so I really only buy them to flip the names. But I think it's a very good tool. I think it eliminates mistakes, which unfortunately all happen all too much in the Ethereum world or even in the crypto world because miss a digit and your crypto's gone. So I do like the idea of it. In the same way with Quant, it has a utility to it. It has the ability to rebalance things. So I like it. It has a good idea.
How come? I agree with everything Emery said up there. Like I don't like to talk about the stuff that I don't invest in, and I don't invest in those products. It's not that they're bad, man. They're just not for me. But you know what? How come nobody ever asked me? Which I'm surprised, man. How come nobody ever says the word biconomy? How come they never said? See how Emery looked up right there as soon as I said biconomy? We have had long talks about this one. We have had some very long talks about biconomy, but nobody ever answers. If there was ever anything that would get me back over to Ethereum just a little bit, it would be biconomy. But for some reason, nobody asks us about this. Why do you guys not like this one? I mean, the videos were pretty clear what they're doing, and Emery and I were wargaming the hell out of this one. Tell me that doesn't have interesting possibilities. They are doing something that nobody else is doing over there, and I think that I love getting into products that doing things that nobody else is doing. So yeah, I mean, if there was ever anything that would drag me back over there, it would be biconomy as opposed to Quant or ENS or anything like that. So, but yeah, it never comes up on the stream. You know, over the last 2 months, I think those were our two best videos was biconomy. And I don't even think our people watch those things. It's, I don't know, not really the direction of the channel. I'm sorry, I segued that. Bell, please carry on.
All right, Chris King, can you make a quick explanation of DAOs?
Of what?
DAOs. DAOs, DAOs.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead, Emery. I'm not going to do it, dude. I will go on and on this one. So cut it 30 seconds.
So a DAO is just a decentralized autonomous organization. And so think about it as kind of like a company that in which case how much you hold or stake of the governance token is directly related to the vote you get when the company decides to go in a particular direction, or even you can propose certain directions you want the company to go in. So, I mean, let's just say there is a the Discord that we have. We could totally make that into a DAO. And in fact, I was trying to do something like that before. But what would happen is that you have the Great Scott token, right? And let's just say I put a circulating supply of a million out there, right? So what would happen is that if you own so many tokens, you can make proposals for the direction you want the organization to go in, and people would vote on that with their Great Scott tokens, right? And one Great Scott equals one vote, right? So you can vote yes, no, maybe, or whatever the proposal allows you to vote. And then when you use those tokens to vote, you burn those tokens, so you don't have them anymore. And making proposals typically costs quite a bit of tokens. So the purpose of a DAO is to have it's to almost have a perfect democratic process to basically check the balance of how organizations are run. But without any kind of human interaction or intervention, it's purely how much you have staked in the network.
Yeah, but yes, it is. We're not going to do it with the Great Scott, though, because next thing you know, you guys are going to vote me off my own damn Discord. It's thank you. I got to honor it. But yeah, you know what it is? Even in crypto, it's two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner. But it is open. Anybody can do it. If you work hard, you want more tokens, want to vote more, you know what? You buy more, and you guys can go ahead and do what you want to do. That's a DAO. Bell, please carry on.
All right. So Isam actually asked, do I have to pay taxes if I send crypto from Coinbase Pro to Coinbase?
No.
Wallet transfers are not taxable events. That's like moving $10 from my US bank account to my Wells Fargo account. No different.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a transaction in here, and I'm not seeing one. Now, you own both wallets. It's your money. You can put it wherever you want. Bell, please carry on.
All right, MJ, Scott's favorite video game.
Oh, hell. World of Warships. It's boring. It's an old person's game, and I enjoy it. In fact, I Twitch stream it. You can find me at Coops1233, and if you're watching, you'll be the only one. I can assure you that. I go on this damn thing, and I will talk and play this game for hours with 0 viewers. I am very happy doing it, man. You know why? Nobody can get me here. Nobody can get me here, and they certainly don't watch me. Bell, please carry on.
Archaic, are you planning to have a node on Secret? If so, what commission? Any chance early stakers and supporters will have a crack at 0% APR? What's the timeline on this?
I'll let Emery take this one.
What makes you think I know?
Because of the Zoom meeting? I don't know, Emery. Why do you think I would know?
So
look, let me
go ahead.
I'm going to take that part. So, look, man, we're big fans of Secret Network, all right? I've never made any illusions that I'm not a big fan of Secret Network. Man, what they are doing, they are the only ones who can do what they do in the method that they're doing it. Secret smart contracts. I am so behind what they are doing. I think the network is fantastic. I think they're ahead of their time. They are ahead of their time because most people don't understand that smart contracts are not secret contracts. They are open to anybody. So anybody can get in and find out exactly what you did, when you did it, where you did it, and whom you did it with. They can do these. They are wide open. There are auditing teams that this is exactly what they do. They go out and they will find anything. So Secret is doing what nobody else can do. I'm a big fan of that. Secret has got a lot of entities building on them, and they have a lot more entities that are coming on. Look for them in Q1. Watch Q1 and see what happens, is all I'm saying. I'm a big fan of it, and I want to support this network in any way that I can. If that means standing up a validator to make sure that I'm a part of it, I'm going to stand up a validator to make sure that I'm a part of it, all right? I like what they're doing. I like the direction they're going. Yeah, that's it. So yes, I would like to stand up a validator. If I did, I would stand it up on the Secret Network for just that reason, because I believe in them. I believe in their product. And for what it's worth, I can stake for 100% on anything or stake for 29% on Secret, and the bulk of my everything is sitting on Secret. I'm not telling you to. I'm telling you that I am. because I believe in them. I believe in their product. I believe in their vision. I like the way they're going. And I think everybody else is going to be playing catch up, man. You're in early. If you're in early, really early, you're insane. If you're in a little bit early, you are insightful. So I'm happy to be the insane one on this one. I like what they're doing. Emery, go ahead and finish your thought. I'm sorry, sir.
No, you're good. Standing up a secret node is something in the plans. And as far as commission, I don't think we've quite hammered out all the details yet. But in general, when you stand up a node, you can't change the commission on it without. You can't really change it. It'd be difficult to do that.
Yeah.
So whatever we are at, it's probably what's going to be. Now, but that doesn't mean that nodes can't offer particular incentives and whatnot. So we haven't quite hammered all the details, but I'm pretty sure that the people who stake with us, especially early on, we might work out something. I'm not sure yet.
You figure something out. And again, man, I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody else, but I believe that decentralized should be decentralized, period. That means more. Spread it out, more network, more everything, all right? More is better. In a case like this, in decentralized, more is better. So if they allow more, I am certainly going to jump all over it because I want to maintain. I believe in everything about this decentralized blockchain. I want to be a part of it. That's really where it comes down to. So, Bell, we are over time, actually, but we're going to go ahead and lightning round whatever you have left. We're doing it. Put it out 15 seconds. So, Bell, what do you got?
All right, D Gully 33. How can we find Photon? That thing is offering 16,000% staking.
I have no idea. Emery, do you know?
I know Photon is the eventual token that Evmos is putting up. I don't think it's the same one. Shit. I don't know yet. I have no idea what that current Photon is out there for.
We don't know. Bell, carry on.
All right, MJ, Scott's favorite comedian.
I don't know. Ron White. Bell, carry on.
Archaic, if you have your own node on secret, will this be the beginning of the Great Scott Coin airdrop?
I have. Oh, damn it. Emery, can we airdrop it?
That would not be possible.
Wouldn't be possible. Bell, carry on.
All right. So back to impermanent loss. Has anyone? So D Gully was wondering if you lose your tokens or the rewards aren't as much when you're bonding.
Right. So when you unbond and get your liquidity back, you will have less of one of the very volatile tokens. So yeah, you will lose value in one of your tokens.
Bell, carry on.
All right, and we've had several people ask this question, but there have been multiple failures on secret transactions tonight. Any idea why, guys?
No, but I will look into it and I'll report on it on the Discord. Bell, carry on.
And that was it for tonight.
Yay! Look at there. Round of applause for everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed the very first Podcast AMA. I had a ball. We actually had some plans tonight, so we're going to have to carry those over to Saturday because we were digging into a few more things. We were going to get into Button Group. You guys need to know about Button Group. Look, if you're over here, you like Cosmos, you got to know about Button Group. There's a lot of opportunity here. So we're going to carry that thing over on to Saturday. But thank you, everybody who joined us tonight. Thank you for the questions. We had a ball. Emery, you got 30 seconds.
Yeah, as Scott said, we're going to move into Button Group hopefully on Saturday. We told you guys how to stake your LP tokens on Osmosis, and we're going to show you something a little bit different on Button Group involving the Butt coin. So it has a bit of a there's some quirks to it, but I think you guys will really enjoy it.
I do. All right, Belle, talk us up. Take us out.
All right. Again, everyone who participated in tonight's Ask Me Anything show, we do appreciate all those questions you guys sent our way. They were fantastic. And I know a couple of them had the boys' nose on the grindstone. Now, with that being said, we will be coming on briefly on Saturday. My sobriety is not guaranteed. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Now, with that being said, we will be back for our normal scheduled time at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We appreciate each and every one of you. And Linzen, thank you so much for the next super chat that you just dropped to us. Again, we appreciate each and every one of you guys, and we will see you next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.